Hey guys, it's Rhea Rose One from YouTube as always. I'm back from surgery. I am 6 months post-op now and I am feeling great. I am so glad I made this decision, even though I went through absolute hell to get here and back. I am glad I did this. All those doubts I had in the video called Decision Day, I am just amazed at everything that has happened in just 6 weeks. I can't believe that 6 weeks ago I was on walking down the aisle to the OR and all those crazy things happened that night. It's crazy knowing that now I'm 6 weeks post-op and I've gained about 3 inches and now I am almost as tall as my boyfriend and everyone around me that's super tall, and then there's my short friends who are now even shorter, and it's just so great to finally be able to breathe freely without that pain I had before and discomfort, and no more braces! Nobody loves braces. Nobody. And if anyone out there that does, I'm sorry, I just offended you or whatever, but nobody loves braces. And I think my friend Sammy can totally connect with me and anyone else who's ever had to wear a brace for whatever length of time. Personally, for me, I had to wear it basically 24 hours a day, every single day, even though most of the time I didn't. But you would understand if you've lived in a hot climate with a brace constricting your body. Anyways, it has nothing to do with what I'm supposed to be talking about here. Oh, I'm going to tell you all about my surgery day, so you have less worries and anxieties if you're about to go there anytime soon. Well, right now I'm 6 weeks post-op, and December 18th, 2012 was my surgery date. I got my surgery date through a phone call in November, so I only had a month to prepare myself emotionally, mentally, and all the finances and everything to get to the hospital, because the hospital is about an hour and a half away, and Christmas time is kind of hard to get time off for my parents, so that was difficult. So anyway, it's December 18th, and the night before, we got a hotel room and we went to the Mandarin. If anyone who doesn't know or has never had the Mandarin, it's amazing. It's just so good. It's a good buffet. It's delicious. Just, yeah, recommend it. If you ever come to Canada, go to the Mandarin. Go to the Mandarin. Yeah, so we went to the Mandarin, and then I got to go have my final swim before we left for the Mandarin. We went for the Mandarin and ate a ton of food. Like, I don't know how much food I had, but I could have won a medal there. Like, I was kind of, I think I ate more than the really, really big guy that was there that was eating, like, lots of... Anyway, I had a lot of fun there, and I tried sushi for the first time. Sadly, my boyfriend wasn't there to see me try one of his favorite foods, and to be honest, I didn't like it. Sorry, Damie. So then anyway, the next morning, that night, my dad got a phone call from the surgeon and told us that I might not have my surgery. Okay, we're in the hotel room. We're all the way here. We're in the city that I was gonna have my surgery the next morning, and we had everything ready to go. And we get this phone call saying that I might not end up having it because I don't have enough rooms, enough beds in the ICU, which was horrible because I needed this done now, because with surgery you never know when you're gonna get the next surgery date, and I was lucky enough to have my surgery date a month after they gave me the call. I was lucky I got the call, because I know people are still waiting and have been waiting for months and months and months, and they're still waiting right now for that surgery call. I was really fortunate to get that in that short period of time. So that was really, really bad. So then that morning I had trouble sleeping. Well, it's understandable, and it was just a really interesting night. And then that morning, it's like 4:30 in the morning, I had texted a bunch of people, even though that's a school day, it was a Monday, and I texted everybody, and everyone hates Mondays, but I texted them at 4:30 in the morning. I bet they hated me, but I didn't care, because I wanted to be like, hey guys, I'm leaving now. So, let's fast forwarding to waiting in the OR waiting room. We still at this point did not know if I was still having surgery or not. My surgeon didn't even know because he wasn't even there yet. So then he walks into the room and So he goes up to the guy and he's like, do we have any beds? And they're like, yes, we do. And he's like, awesome! He runs over to us and gets us ready for the OR. So I didn't know if I was going to have surgery or not until 10-15 minutes before my surgery time was supposed to start. That was pretty intense there, not knowing, just kind of sitting there in a gown, all ready to go, yet nervous as hell. Yeah, that was not fun. So then what happened is I walked down, he got me all ready to go. I walked down the aisle towards the OR with my dad and a bear that my boyfriend gave me. And then I lied down onto the OR table and they got me all ready. Had trouble with the IV, which was kind of funny. It's a teaching hospital, so you have the students working on you, which was kind of weird. Someone who's not finished working on you, but I trusted them anyway. So then what happened was they put the anesthetic mask over on my mouth, and I was getting ready to go to sleep. They got me all ready to go, and they're just sitting there waiting. Just sitting there and waiting. Sitting there and waiting. Just standing there, kind of looking at me funny, because I still haven't fallen asleep. So it's kind of weird. So they tighten the mask, and I'm gone like that. And the last thing I said to my dad was, bye, Dad, which was kind of, that freaked him out a lot, because I have no experience with anesthetics. And yeah, so that freaked him out a lot. So then, I don't remember anything about while I was being asleep, but apparently when they did the wake-up test, which is a test that they wake you up to a certain level of sleep so they can check how everything's working before they finish the instrumental part of the surgery, because most of it's just prep and like looking at it and being like, okay, this is the game plan or whatever, however they do it. So apparently when they woke me up, I woke up way more than expected, and I got up and I tried to leave. Yep, I tried to leave the OR in the middle of my surgery during the wake-up test. Yeah, gave them the shock of their lives. That's never happened to my surgeon or any of his team ever. They've never heard of that or seen that happen ever. So I guess I gave them the shock of their lives, and I'm pretty proud of that. I thought it was kind of funny. So then when I woke up as soon as it took me out of anesthetics, like officially to take me to the ICU, I remember being wheeled to the ICU, and when I was in the ICU, they just got me in there fresh from surgery. I had barely been there. They just started putting the IV in my veins and the stickers on my chest when suddenly I'm like, I have to burp. And it definitely wasn't a burp. There I am, fresh from surgery, and I lift myself up off the surgery bed, fresh from surgery, back surgery, and I leaned off the side of the bed and hurled like crazy. The nurses had never seen anybody do anything like that, especially, like, never had seen a post-scoliosis patient ever do that in their entire career. And they were like, wow. So when my parents came in, they just kept on bragging about it, and I did it a second time, right in front of my parents, and they couldn't believe what they just saw. And it was pretty disgusting, but that's just the point. So after that night, the next morning, I had physio, and I stood up for the first time, which was a really painful experience. But I stood up, and they sat me on the other side of my room into a bed, a chair, and I sat there for like an hour, and that was pretty painful because I had been laying down for so long. And, yeah. And when I was more awake, my parents kept on telling me about how when I first woke up, I was really funny because of the anesthetics. But the truth is, I used the anesthetics because I knew they'd think that whatever I was saying was drugs. I used them to say things I've been always wanting to say in my entire life. And my parents have said, if I was ever mad at you, ever in my life, you would have known it. And I told them some things that had been bothering me for a very long time, and they thought it was drug-induced. And I got away with a lot of things. It was pretty awesome. But the side effects of the drugs are not fun, not fun, not fun. Okay? Yeah. So going back to the first day, later that day, that day went by so quickly because I went from being with physio to pills to this to that, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, we're gonna take you to your new ward. You're gonna leave the ICU. And I'm like, I just had some major surgery yesterday and you're already moving me? So a bed comes in, they put the bed on either side, and two women haul me up with a blanket underneath me and put me into the bed, which was kind of painful. And I missed the beds that were in the ICU that are called Cadillacs. They are the most comfortable bed ever. They're like what I imagine a Tempur-Pedic bed to feel like, or like a memory foam one, because I've never been on the Tempur-Pedic memory foam or whatever beds. Yeah, so it was amazing. And then I got into this less comfortable bed, and I was in the ward for 5 full days, and then the 6th day I went home. And it was a fun adventure. It was a really interesting adventure. And if anyone's out there that is considering the surgery or thinking about it, no worries, it's a good surgery. It was amazing. My results are absolutely amazing. My surgery is a miracle because my degree was over 60 degrees. I had 70% correction, no blood loss, and I didn't get an infection, which is a miracle. And I am now 6 weeks post-op, and my scar has healed beautifully so far. So good luck, anybody out there that's doing that or has done that, and see you later.